Don Williams, I'm President of Warrick County Commissioners.
Freddie Rowland, I'm the supervisor at the Warrick Recycling Center.
Marlon Weissite, Warrick County Commissioner and President of the Warrick County Solid Waste District Board.
Warrick County has a plan to be as green as we can be. As you know, the EPA has passed down a ruling that the state of Indiana has a goal for 50% of all trash to not go into the dirt, but rather to be recycled. So we're doing our best to meet the state requirements. We decided to do this, so we've been talking about it since probably 2001. So it's been a long time. It's a definite need. We've had some curbside pickup, but the goal was to have countywide curbside pickup at the most economical price.
And that this center became important was that Warrick County used to transport all of our recyclables over to a facility in Evansville. With the increase in our drop in prices, what happened was they stopped taking our materials. They had cut us off. We weren't allowed to take plastic to them any longer, either ones or twos. They were going to start charging us for mixed paper. They were going to start charging us for other commodities that we took to them because the prices were lower. So at that point, we're also paying all the transportation costs from our centers to Evansville. So when you looked at all of that formula, it became necessary to have our own facility. So A, we can reduce our transportation costs. B, get something for the materials, because this facility is actually capable of holding about 15 semis in the warehouse area. So if commodities aren't moving as quick, it gives us a chance to build those up. Now we're able to sell the materials ourselves, generate the revenues that we didn't generate, and in turn then now we're becoming a little bit more profitable, and we're saving that money, being able to maintain a program without having to suddenly discontinue services for the county. Problem at all. Well, Mike, let's take you as the customer. You're coming in the door. You're a person, you don't have curbside trash or recycling. You're going to take care of it all yourself. So what you would do is you would come to one of our drop-off centers. Here at Pelzer Road, we actually have a bulk center too. So you may be cleaning out your garage and just piling it all into the back of your truck. What you would literally do is you would come here. Now at this site, you would go across the scale, you'd weigh in, you'd come over to the concrete ramp, we call it. You'd empty into the containers at the concrete ramp. You would go back to the window, they'd weigh you out, you would pay your fee for the disposal of that material. At some of our other drop-off centers that are not bulk centers, you would come in with your bag trash, and we don't take bags greater than 40 gallons, okay? You would come in, you would go up to where the compactor is. There's an attendant there. You would take your trash out of your car and you'd put it into the compactor. And let's say you've brought 4 bags of trash with you, and they're all big bags. So at that point, it's $2 a bag, so he would charge you $8 for the purpose of disposing of that trash. When you're done, you get back in your car and you drive away and go home. At the same time though, let's say when you came, besides that 8 bags of trash, you had a whole back seat full of recyclables. At all those recycling centers, you could actually pull away from the compactor and go to the recycling containers. And at the recycling containers, that's free. So you would just unload your car and put them into their designated place. And when you did that then, we would take care of it from there.
We've made a $4 million investment here in Warrick County that we feel is going to take us, hopefully we've built structure that will take us 50 years into the future. And you know, we've met many challenges, we've learned a lot this year, but it's overwhelming to think that we've already shipped this year, while we've been in the process here, over 60 semi-loads of recycled materials that's not going into a landfill. And it's just overwhelming to see what we're accomplishing. And we think we'd like to get up to maybe 100 loads a year, and that's not that far out. I think that's kind of be our goal for this year to set for next year. You know, if we could process that much of material. So we've met many challenges, and you know, we're trying to live within a budget, but we feel like that we're really accomplishing what needs to be here in Warrick County and for the future.
In order to determine if we could do this and be profitable for it, in other words, we had a feasibility study done by an outside company. The feasibility study came back very positive, and then we decided how to fund it. And we basically had a choice of a bond or some other alternative financial. What we decided to do is not use tax dollars to fund this. We actually went out to a local bank. 2 banks were interested, and we actually did a 20-year mortgage for this facility and the equipment.
Well, it really puts the pressure on to be profitable then.
It does, and right now we're not. But we do feel this isn't like, not a whole lot different than any other business. It's going to take 2 to 3 years for it to become profitable. And we have a lot of things that we just have to get taken care of, and it's going really, I think, well.
That's a really interesting financing structure. So what did the bank take for security?
Basically, they took the facility, and they don't want it. So they're very much in favor of us making it profitable.
And honestly, Mike, that's a good question. And our payment here for the next 20 years is $26,000 a month. That's a pretty hefty payment, but it's an investment in Warrick County. But when you think about prior to this building being built, we were spending $1.3 million in tax revenues, and what was we really accomplishing? Now we can show you what we're accomplishing. We're doing what the state's been requiring us to do, or wanting us to do, for several years now, and we finally got to a stage that we feel that it is going to work. And over the years, we feel like we'll start dropping that tax incentive or fee structure, however it's funded, to help generate the cost from the recyclables. I mean, our goal would be to be break-even facility. That would be years down the road. But what if we go from 1.3 to 1.2 to 1.1? And within a few years, I could see us being well under $1 million tax incentive because of what we're generating here, plus what we're saving in landfill costs.
People who have gone on the program have all thought it's a great success for them personally because of the money they save in getting their trash and the recyclables. There is no charge for picking up the recyclables, and of course there is for the trash.
I get a lot of positive feedback from residents too, because before, if they wanted to recycle, they had to take it to one of our drop-off centers. And now, for the first time, it can be picked up right at their house. Curbside recyclables picked up. It's offered to everybody in the county. So I've got a lot of positive feedback from that. They don't have to save it up and take it to the center. They can just have it picked up every few weeks.
Including the rural areas?
Yes. Yeah, everybody in the county is offered the service. That was part of the bid package we put out.
That's the only contention, is that if the truck can get up the road.
Ah.
If the road is too narrow, it won't hold the weight, then it can't go. But other than that, everybody in the county is included.
Well, Marlon says I'm the one that keeps it going. Actually, it's a team effort. I'm not the only one here. But what we do is we've got a good group that's working right now. We've got a good rhythm going. Like Marlon said, we've already had 63 semi-loads shipped out, along with approximately 14 loads of scrap metal. So between those, we've already shipped out just under 2.6 million pounds of recyclable materials through the first 10 and a half months. We look forward to, my goal, I'd like to get this year is 75 trucks. Like Marlon said, 100 trucks, as long as we can get the materials and get the productivity, keep it up. 100 trucks shouldn't be that big of an outreach for next year. The savings that we've had up to this time, as far as the materials that we've shipped that haven't gone to the landfill, is approximately $40,000 savings to the county already. I know it doesn't sound like a whole lot when you look at the big budget and everything like that, but it soon adds up after a while, and over a few periods of a few years, it's going to be a cost-effective savings on them. The staff we have is myself and Brian Stevens. We're the only two full-time people here. We have 3 part-time people that work 24 hours a week. Currently, we have 6 people from Southern Indiana Resources that are still working with us until the end of the month. And then we have a contract through Express Employment out of Evansville for 20 employees that are primarily working the sort line. They're helping us on the balers, and they're helping us on the equipment to use support trucks and the skid steer and things like that.
We did realize we had a personnel problem, trying to keep personnel here and not knowing how long it was going to work and how many people we were going to need. It was helpful to go with Express, which is a temporary agency. We contract them for 20 employees a week. That can change on a week's notice. Hey, we need 25 next week or 15. And it saves us the time of interviewing, taking applications. If they don't work out, Freddie advises the agency and they just send us more employees. But they really have 20 good, adequate staff here.
We have partnered with Renewable Resources. They were instrumenting in building one of our sites for us. And this building, this is basically what the county was after, the recycling center. They came to us with a proposal, and eventually, hopefully in the next 5 or 6 years, they're going to have at least they say they're still planning on it, having a trash to energy facility right over here behind us where the camera is pointing. And if that's the case, then our primary goal, it'll be met. We'll have all the trash in the county, all the recycling in the county coming to one site. Those things that are recyclable will come here. Those organic stuff, everything from a poopy baby diaper to wood, will go to the trash to energy facility, and the only thing that'll be left is ashes and we're actually hoping we can turn those into some kind of bricks.
I can't see any private entity. There's no money to be made here, and our goal is to come close to breaking even, but to save landfill space.
When we first started the project, one of the things we did was exactly your question, private sector versus whether government should get involved. One of the things that we found is I interviewed and spoke with the larger waste hauling companies in the area, those who are actually, like in Indianapolis, there's one that runs a MRF there. Part of what you're talking about is you're talking about urban versus rural. This is rural, okay? There's not the volume of people here, the volume of materials here is not enough for them to want to be involved. When I asked them, their comment was, I'm sorry, if you want to do it, great, but we're not going to invest our money because there's not enough money here for us to be made.
One thing that is absolutely for sure, trash and recycling pickup has never been cheaper in Warrick County.